Oh man, so glad to be here with you.
I'm glad to see you here. I'd like to put you to work today.
Yeah, well, let's go do something. You pick out some good ponies for us to ride?
I did, one you know.
Yeah?
One you know. You know Nugget?
I like Nugget. And Phyllis wished she could be here with us. She said to tell you hello and Happy New Year.
Yeah.
You know, isn't this, and being here in God's country, I am so glad to be doing this. And how long have you lived here?
Well, my dad bought this in *68, so I was just a young brat.
Yeah.
And it's been home since then.
Yeah.
So.
And this is a land trust now, isn't it?
It is. It is. It's preserved from development, and it's going to always be a ranch.
This will always be what it looks like right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great thing to think about, that we can do that and protect our country that way.
It is. It's one of the few good uses of tax money that I know of.
Yep. Well, what do you think? We ought to saddle these ponies up?
I think we should. I think we should.
Looks like you pulled the shoes for the winter.
Mm-hmm. And they're barefoot and happy.
Yep.
So, yeah, let's do it.
I got my boots on and I'm happy.
So you have been running pretty hard, it sounds like.
Oh yeah, this is something. Who'd ever thought Bob McConnell would be running for Congress?
When I first read what all you had done in your life, I thought, wow, we've been riding together so long, and I never even knew that you had done all those things in your past. I knew a little bit, but not a lot.
Well, you know, these mountains back here behind us, we're looking at Crestone Needle, Crestone Peak, Humboldt, Marble, Music, and I bet I've probably climbed Crestone Needle 25 times.
Wow.
And you know, I've guided up there. I've done search and rescue stuff up there.
Well, you know that high country better than I do, because the work down here has kept me from getting up there as much as I'd like to.
Well, we'll have to go up there sometime.
Well, this summer I've got plans to do just that.
Yeah. Hey, well, speaking of summer, what's your take on this whole cap and trade thing?
Well, in a nutshell, there is no way that people in agriculture can afford any additional expenses, any additional costs of any kind.
Yeah.
And it's just going to do in an agricultural system that's been struggling anyway.
Well, if we do in the agriculture here, where are we going to get our meat?
Well, we're going to end up being in an import situation on everything at some point.
Yeah. Well,
because the amount that they're talking about putting on a cow, because the footprint of a cow is as much or more than what the cow makes in a year.
Yeah.
Profit. So it just put people out of business.
Well, one of my big concerns, Elon, is about our national defense. And you know, if we don't feed ourselves anymore, we're vulnerable. You know, somebody comes in, cuts off our food supply.
Well, absolutely. And I've been aware of, I got a degree in agriculture at CSU, and I've been concerned about it all of my adult life, really.
Yeah.
I've wondered we used to be the breadbasket of the world. I've wondered what are we going to produce in this country and even have to sell to anyone, let alone feed ourselves. So it's of great concern, not just to me, but to everybody I know in this industry.
Well, how many head did you have here this summer? I remember when we gathered, what did we sell?
A little more than 800 head of yearlings.
Yeah, yeah.
No cattle here in the winter, which is just the way I like it.
Yeah.
So they gained good, they did good. I'm about to go start buying calves again for this year.
Yeah. Well, now as we take off, I got to remind you, I've never ridden with you. You didn't have your hat blow off.
Well, today the wind is not blowing, so it's my lucky day. You were a godsend, I'm telling you, at the time you stepped into our life.
Well,
we needed help, and you just stepped in there and did whatever needed to be done, and it was like a breath of fresh air.
It was a pleasure doing it, you know. I learned a lot from you.
Yeah, if you hadn't moved to Steamboat, we'd still be working your tail off.
Yeah. Well, what do you think? Should we go for a ride?
We should.
Well, I'll walk over and get the gate for you.
All
How's
right.
that?